Now just how strong that ivy creeper vine is. Not many people use these for natural cordage, but they are worth looking at. They will take a bit of a beating in the worst kind of weather, but paracords are always the best way to go. But if you want to come and have a look, and I'll show you just how strong this is. This is obviously, you can see it's plenty green, still got the leaves and stuff on it, and I've just tied off to a simple piece of cord that's on the end of the top there. But if I can just get hold of it and actually pull it, it takes a fair bit of old strain to actually get that to go. So it will go, but I'm on about, like, I had to pull it hard to get that to snap. So it will go on you, but for a temporary shelter, an emergency situation, ivy creeper vines can work really well. Well, made a tripod bed here down at Northern Wilderness Bushcraft. Basically made a fire, back, table, things like that. So what I thought I'd do is do a video, show you how I did it. This one is what I call a light carry. Pretty much the bits I've used is a shelter style tarp, which is basically a rain poncho tarp, if you like. I've used one of those. And also all I've done is used a bed for my camp bed, basically. 2 items, and I've got a wool blanket. It's like the smallest, lightest carry I ever have had. I'll show my pack later on. Ever had when I've been in the woods, really. Plenty comfortable, nice and bouncy and stuff like that. Really simple to build, so I'll go over that with you guys. I'm pretty sure there's loads of videos out there on how to do these tripod builds, but I thought I didn't want to use cordage, so I wanted to use my own natural cordage, something simple that would do. The weather at the moment's fine weather. I'm not expecting any strong winds, rain, things like that. I've checked the weather forecast, so this is okay for what I'm doing here. If I did want to have it in a bit more substantial form, I could use paracord and make it a bit easier. I've got plenty of paracord with me, but I wanted to just have a go at some natural cordage. What I've got is my DD hammock, DD tarp, sorry, so I'm going to use my DD tarp, and that should do pretty well as well. So when I get set up behind me, I've already got one of the tripods set up. I've latched it together with a little bit of natural cordage. Very, very simple really, 3 bits of wood I found lying around the woodland. Ideally green wood is what you want for this, but I've found some semi-green wood, enough to be strong enough to be able to hold us for the night. So I've got a couple of pieces I've pre-prepped and cut, and just behind us here, and yeah, I'll get on, build that. Right, so we'll put this together now. As you can see, what I've done up here, I've just tied that off, wrap them through, tied off something bow knot in there, just tied it through so they can't go anywhere. The bottom part is the issue with the bottom feet spreading out when you're sitting it, and obviously one side, the wood this side, is a lot weaker than this side. Seems to be the stronger part of it, so I'll see how that goes. But you can see simple how it is. You just wrap the ivy cord, creepers around there best you can. You can't really tie it off, or else it just snaps in your hand. But it is that backboard's a bit rotten as well, but it's what I could find to hand. Reality, simple things like that. So this is the bed anyway. I'm off the floor at least. Obviously I want to put a top over the top of this, which I'm going to use with DD1. I might need to adjust the size of this wood, cut it down, cut the tops off a little bit. I don't know, we'll see in a second. So what I've done with this now, I've basically pulled these legs further this way a little bit. And I've done the same to this side to come down to the edge of where this wood is here. Now, it's a little bit creaky, but you know what it is? It's holding my weight. I'm off the floor at least. Can I make it through the night? There's only one way to find out. We'll have a go and see what happens, see if I can make it through the night. Next thing, top. Right, so you can see here's the bed. Now you can see what I've done is I've just brought it, I've tried to make it as square on as I can to get them in there. Same with that. Also, I'm using the trees as a second tripod. I didn't want to really take any more wood, to be honest with you, especially green standing wood when there's plenty of wood around. It's for an experiment in a YouTube video. Don't see the point of chopping all the trees down for that. Anyway, here what I've got down here, I'll show you guys. Right, what I've got down here is my DD 3x3 and obviously a rain poncho. Now the size wise, you can see the difference. Now you've seen earlier on my rain poncho when I set it up. This time around I'm going to set it up with a DD and see if I get a better result. Yeah, so you on screen here, go. This is Andy from Andy's Outings. Andy from Andy's Outings there. So if you go on Facebook, it's Andy's Outings.
Andy's Outings, Bushcraft and Foraging.
Sound lad. Basically guys, here we are, I've got the back part of the shelter set up now. I've just pegged it out with some wooden pegs pretty much. Over this point here, I'm going to put, the top comes right over the top so I can hang my kit and everything in the middle of the tripod, keep it up off the floor. But the bed looks a bit small, but actually I think it should work once I'm in it. I'll test it in a moment and see just how much space I'm actually losing on it and see what it feels like. Right guys, got the most of the setup done behind me. My bed's now adjusted. I basically had to mess around with the frame about 10 minutes while I had a few visitors down at the Bushcraft site today having a bit chat with me. So sorry guys, keep wandering on off screen. Probably just seen Andy from Andy's Outings. One of our friends just came up there and had a bit chat as well. But basically what I've done is, I've got my blanket here. I've unrolled it already, but basically I keep a bit paracord wrapped around either side, and this fits in the bottom of my LK35 backpack, which I'll show you at the end of the video. You'll see is when I'm leaving the woods, the size of the backpack, everything pre-put inside, and how small really the whole setup is. But this is my wool blanket. Inside of this I have a hygiene sheet inside there as well, so I'm just going to unroll it and we'll have a look and see how it goes. That's how I like to make my shelters. Very simple. Just like to pull them out. Got a nice canopy to sit under. Fire down there. There's plenty of room away from the fire, and it'll keep me nice and warm. And I shouldn't have a problem with this. So we'll see what it's like. Next I'm going to hang the backpack and everything up. cylinder. Got my boot stakes in. Got my boots on later on. Got my axe just hanging up on this side. Got my bed running through. Got some folded clothes in the end. I've just literally hung my pack off the end, making sure nothing apart from the little bits on the floor, but I'll pick them up. Got my belt and everything hanging all underneath the shelter. Little table set up, fire and everything set up. So that's it really. Well, that's the camp now set up. It would have took us, I don't think it would have took us that long, but to be honest with you, it took us all day because I keep chatting to people and doing different things, but it's pretty easy. It's not hard thing to set up. It's a lightweight carry, and that's what bushcrafting's all about, the idea of getting out there, using the wilderness to coexist together. So I'm thinking that never necessarily go out and chop down loads of living trees to do this kind of project. There's absolutely no point in that. But if you want to go out and you find the right kind of wood for it, have a go. Just beware of your environment really. But yeah, I'll check back in once it's dark, and we'll see what it's like actually sleeping in it, and then I'll see you again in the morning after that. Right, so basically I've just put my food in the pot. Simple really recipe, Uncle Ben's rice. I'm going to add some of this Wild West beef jerky stuff to it and see what it's like really. So it's just a couple of quick meal. I think it takes about 2 minutes for it to boil up once the water's boiling, and then add some of this, and I think you leave it to stand again for another 2 minutes inside the water. Obviously leave it in the packet, and yeah, it looks pretty good, but this is what's happening. So just got the basic pot hanger on there. If you have a look how this suspension works, it's really simple. You've probably seen 1,000 times any kind of rear books. Upside down Y, hammered into the floor. Piece of green wood coming into another Y, extended all the way up. At the very end it has a flat piece notched out, flat piece on here, and then it has a little hole notched in. As you can see, the different points down this stick and a hook on the end, and that's what you just put your pot on. As you can see, there's the billy can. It's just in the flames there. I'll let that boil through, and we'll see what the food turns out like next. Right, as you can see, I don't know if you can see this, I'll try and zoom in a little bit, but you can tell it's coming to the boil right now because it should be bouncing and dancing. It's not my dodgy camera work, I don't know if you can see that, but it actually has getting a bit of a bounce going on it. There we go. So that's let me know now it's boiled. So the rice and everything should be pretty much done all the way through. So next we'll have a look inside and see what it's like. Right, so I've just took the bag out, and that's the bag. I don't know if you can see inside here, it's getting a bit dark now. I'm going to get this to work. There we go. So you can see the jerky inside there. Ooh, steamed up a little bit there, guys. Let's move it back a moment. There we go, just let it settle. But yeah, that's it anyway, it's all cooked. So that's all I do now. So I'm not having a, I'm not having dirty the pot, put a little bit in there, but that'll just swill out. It's water, and I'll just eat straight out the bag like that. I'll have one dirty spoon, so limited cleanup, limited water usage, small amount there, and if I want, I could take the bits out of that if I wanted to use it for brew or something like that, but I did spill a couple of bits in there. But that's it really, pretty straightforward, small billy can, quick thing of rice, add some meat to it, you've got yourself a pretty decent food source. Right, well, here I am, lying in bed, rolled up my jacket, you can see that. It's not bad actually, I don't know if you can put your wool blanket on. You can see, bag and everything's lying there. There you go. It's not dead late, it's about 12 midnight or something. Ian stayed in the woods with us tonight. He's just Ian Colthard from Hiker's Hollow Survival. He's in his camp, you can hear his music in the background. But yeah man, so far so good. So I'm hoping tonight this bed doesn't collapse. I don't feel too cold as of yet, but we'll see what the early hours bring. But so far, basic canvas, wool blanket. Seems to be working. We'll have a go, see what happens. I haven't got the temperature gauge on us, but it's low tonight. I think it said I was going to get mega low, but I think it was about 10 outside, so inside the woodland, probably looking at about 7 or 8 tonight, Celsius. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Got my woolly hat on, got my buff. Important bit of kit, keeps me nice and warm. So anyway, I'm going to get my blankets, get them pulled right around me, and see what tonight brings. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright, night people. Well, last night was cold. Ian slept alright in his setup kind of thing, but I was a bit chilly last night. Like I woke up, Must have been early hours, still dark. Woke up, feet were absolutely numb. No difference to when you get really damp, cold feet in the hammock anyway, which was my bad. I should have changed my socks out before I got to bed. I just couldn't be bothered to go through my bag and finding them, so I kind of didn't, and then I really regretted it at like after o'clock this morning. Right now I'm still a little bit shivery, so it's not a good situation to be in, really. Stupid thing for me to do, to be honest. But yeah, I did anyway. But I survived the night. One wool blanket, one cotton sheet on a basic bed that I made. Yeah, I had the top. Didn't really need it because it was a clear night. That was another thing. It was very clear last night. The moon was very high. No cloud in the sky, so it made it really cold. Checked the temperature last night, and it actually came up about 7 Celsius. So I don't know what the temperature is this morning, but it said I wasn't going to get any lower than 10, I think, last night. But obviously in the woods it gets a lot colder. So anyway, I want to take everything down, pack up, and go from there. Right, well, I'm going to pack my bag, show you what I'm going to put in it, so you can see the bag's totally empty right now, apart from a pair of flip-flops at the very, very bottom. Right, so look, first of all, I'm going to ditch these gloves, to get in the road and packing things away, and we'll see what we're going to put inside the actual bag. Put the gloves away. In the back of this bag there's a large pocket at the back, and that's just where I keep my clothing in. So this morning obviously I've got to have been changed. Brush my teeth and everything like that. I mean, some blokes, lasses, don't necessarily brush their teeth when they get up in the morning, which is cool if that's what you're into and everything, but I like to be clean. So I get up, I like to get myself a good brush, good clean. But anyway, fleece lined top, sweat wicking, so moves moisture from the body. Normally I would have slept in these kind of shorts, Nike Pro dry fit shorts. Keeps me nice and dry during the night. Stops me sweating to bits. Obviously wool socks. I should have put these on last night, I didn't. Went to bed. But yeah, I kind of regret that in one way. So, because my feet were freezing. So that's them little bits. Obviously my food bag, I'm done with that. So I'm going to put this in now at the bottom. And there. The only thing I'm going to be taking in last today is going to be the hammock, the top. So that's going to be coming in last later on. So my tool bag, this one I'm using the dump pouch as my tool bag this time round. And inside of here I kind of keep my torch, more little bits and pieces, water filters, knives, knife sharpener, things like that. I've got 2 knives with me, one on my belt and one for instruction because I do a lot of teaching. And yesterday, before I done any video, I had a course on, trying to cut people down for the course, so I was doing some instruction, and for that I use this kind of knife. You can see this. Most use Mora and stuff like that. When I teach my students, I don't use Mora. I don't believe in the Mora knife. Sorry to say that, guys, but I don't like them. Pretty much because it was a stick tang knife. For me, in bushcraft, I'm traditional. It's got to have a full tang from the tip to the butt. It's got to have a full tang. This is a 4mm full tang rose handle. It's got a secondary bevel on there, so it's quite easy to sharpen for beginners. Well, I find the other one a lot harder. It's got the ferrocerium rod on there as well. And we sell these. If you want to buy these, you can contact us at www.northernwilderness.co.uk, and we get these we get these at cost. You're looking at about 30 quid for this knife with a leather sheath and the ferrocerium rod. Rosewood handles, rosewood, the ferrocerium rod by itself, that bit there, ferro rod, that's 15 quid just by itself. So it is an outstanding bit of kit, ideal for beginners. 4mm blade. Sell a few of these in North East Bushcraft, but yeah, really good. Anyway, so got some of them up for sale. If anyone wants any, just give us a shout, get you sorted. So I'll put my toolkit in, so I don't need that now. That's all done and dusted. Okay, on one side, water and me Tatonka mug. I've used 1.5 litres of water in 24 hours while I've been here, and that was because Ian's dog needed a drink. So that's that. Toilet bag, finished with that. It's got loo roll, toothpaste, toothbrush, hand sanitizer, wipes, things like that inside of there. I've got a video on what I do carry inside these kits, so if you want to check that video out, it's also in my channel. You'll see what I'm carrying there. Smash push them down inside. The thing with these things is how you distribute your load, really. Making sure you've got an even spread of everything. Right, next, first aid kit. I generally keep that quite close and quite handy, but I'll put that just inside here, the tan bin. That's awesome. Spare carry bag, I use this for like taking litter out the woods, things like that. Right, basically how I do it is I just roll the sides in, put my sheet in the middle, roll them sides in to the width I needed for my bag, and then I'll go ahead and just roll it up and then tie it off with 2 bits of paracord and put it in the bottom of my bag. If it's raining, I put a piece of waterproofing thing over the top of it, and that's it really. Well, got the last little bits of camp to tear down now. You can see the packs set behind me. It's relatively small, I mean it's 35, but I've got absolutely everything in there. I reckon I could survive for quite a long time in the wild with the basics I've got inside of there. But yeah, anyway, that is me testing out a basic camp bed, 2 types of tarp. See which one would work best. The rain poncho, which you could easily get away with if you needed to, as long as the weather's not going to be extremely bad, but in the worst case scenario you would need to bring it really low down, covering over you to make sure you didn't get wet, but you could use it. Obviously I use the DD, bit more room, place to hide my kit, keep it off the floor, things like that. I've got a lot of things that you necessarily don't need to have with you. I could dare say I could take this whole thing and just put on a piece of paracord, wrap it around my chest and my waist, and have the bits of tools inside. There's a mini cooking pot which you might put in another little sack, and that'll probably be it really. You can make it really light as you want, but winter time camping it, nah, I think I'll go back to my hammock, good old hammock. I love my hammock, under blanket, Enduro 2 sleeping bag. It's a bit more, it's a bit, you know, heavier I guess to carry all the rest of the stuff, bit bulky, but it works, and at the end of the day, you need a good night's sleep. You need that energy, especially going to be in the woods for a little while. And today I've got a big day ahead of me. I am tired. I was up quite a bit last night being cold. So, lesson learned, but it's the only way you learn. Get out there, try it for yourself, feel. I didn't really feel at it. I slept. But could it be done differently? I think it could be done easy. But anyway, guys, listen. There's 1,000 people got 1,000 different comments and different views on things, how to do things. This is just a simple video just to show you some basic things. I'm not trying to teach you guys anything like that. I'm just going to show you what I've tried. But yeah, I hope you enjoy watching anyway. I'm going to try and do some more videos. I'm new to this whole video thing, so I'm going to try and do a few more and see how it goes. But cheers for watching, and got a tagline. Yeah, I thought about this. Me and Ian chatted about this last night. Now behind me, this site, obviously this wilderness area where we are, is not a leave no trace area, because this area is a place where we'll permanently camp. We're down here like every other day kind of thing. But for when I am doing wild solo camps, I do like leave no trace. So we decided that a good slogan would be take a little bit of one other and add another bit of another. So it'd be leave no trace but knowledge. So anyway, leave no trace but knowledge, guys. I'm out.